Ooh, you know what this sound means? That's right, something exploded outside, and I should call the police, but I'll take it as a sign that it's time to watch Thunder Warrior 2! I guess I could recap the first movie for you, but does it really matter? The first one was a First Blood knockoff where a Native American named Thunder is harassed by local police, so he destroys the town with a bulldozer. The sequel, released in 1987, promises the same. He came to town in peace and was forced to leave it in pieces? God damn it, stop wrecking the whole town and settle this in court! Sometimes it's debatable whether this film is even the same continuity as the first one. Here, let me put it to you like this. Imagine if the plot of Rambo First Blood Part 2 was that Rambo is now a cop who joins the sheriff's station, which is still led by Brian Dennehy, only Dennehy's character is named something else, despite that he's clearly supposed to be the same character. That's Thunder Warrior 2! Mark Gregory still plays Thunder, and he joins the corrupt police department, but instead of Sheriff Bill, Bo Svenson is now Sheriff Roger, and instead of Deputy Barry Henson, Raimund Harmstorf is Deputy Rusty Weisner. This is very surprising, considering how the picture of Bo Svenson is the same on the cover for the first as it is the second. At least the poster gives him a sweet rifle, as Thunder just walks on air like he's Wile E. Coyote who hasn't looked down yet. I had to zoom in to see what was on his arm. I didn't know if it was bullets or a snake. Either would have made sense. I would ask, did the filmmakers even see the first one? But it's the same director and writers. Fabrizio De Angelis returns as director, with Dardano Sacchetti still writing the script. This has extreme dusted off old script and reworked it as a sequel to Thunder Warrior vibes. But maybe we'll learn some more backstory on Thunder at the beginning. See, it clearly opens with Thunder being born! Thunder was birthed from the sky right in the middle of a road, clogged up with alternate title font, as the original title for the trilogy is just simply Thunder. When I said I wanted the first movie to be tighter, I did not mean for you to just squeeze the frame to fit in the credits. Whoa, wait, not only did Sacchetti and De Angelis return, but so did their pseudonyms, David Parker Jr. and Larry Ludman. The film opens with Thunder on his way to come to town in peace and forced to leave it with fixed VHS tracking. Music this time is done by Walter Ritz, who also did the music for another Mark Gregory movie, 1990 The Bronx Warriors. I'm surprised they let cinematographer Sergio Diofisi keep his name, unless in a turn of events his real name is Sam Davis. The town is gonna be in extra pieces this time. Sergio also shot Cannibal Holocaust. And now Thunder stops off at the motel, which is actually a restaurant, which really just serves beer and wine. Also, they only serve sexual predators.
I wouldn't mind tasting that myself. Yeah. That's a prime cut for sure.
Thankfully, he's just talking about the eggs. He loves breakfast. 2 minutes in, and I've heard about 100 innuendos. How long have they been going? No wonder Thunder is gonna step in. It's really annoying. And why did the family wait this long to say, oh, let's go?
No, they won't do anything.
That's not true. That man over there is making faces at Mommy.
Thanks, same dubbed voice as Bob from House by the Cemetery. This movie goes from zero to arm wrestling fast.
Pick on someone your own size.
That's just what I'm gonna do.
The people who work here don't seem too fazed by this. For over 200 years, a drifter often fights against a biker gang. Plus, they have to replace their window about every other day. They will step in if you destroy mailboxes. Windows are replaceable, mailboxes are slightly harder to come by. But then Thunder meets up with old friends like Raimund Harmstorf.
Thunder? Yeah, I thought you were dead. So what are you doing in these parts?
I was born here, don't you remember?
Right, like when I faked my own death at the end of the first one after torching the police station. Also, why are you called Rusty now? Perhaps we can answer all of those questions downtown. So far, it's playing out like the first one, with Thunder being harassed by the police station.
If you only knew how many times I dreamt of getting another shot at your ass.
Only if the first one was also a gay porn. Whoa, 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 it ain't that kind of movie, deputy. The sheriff wants to talk to you.
Okay, but I'll be back for your ass later.
Thunder Warrior 2 gives us the full penetration missing from Thunder Warrior 1. Well, Raimund is acting like the same character from the first, but Bo Svenson, sometimes... Oh right, did I mention Thunder is a cop now?
That phony is a deputy sheriff assigned to this county by our illustrious governor.
Why won't it surprise me if the governor is the guy who was burnt to death in the first one? Again, I guess Bo is the same guy.
As far as I remember, you leaned pretty hard on him. Whatever you got, you had it coming.
Oh yeah, it totally wasn't you who led the charge to kill this guy. Sure, he was a wanted man in the first one, but that was the early 80s. This is the late 80s. Don't ask questions, Thunder has a badge now. Bo literally says, it's water under the bridge. Say for the sake of argument, sure, Thunder is a cop. Why would he even want to work for this precinct, which can't even keep their names straight? Not like he has to do a lot, though. Just driving around some parking lots. Ooh, they have a Sprouse Rights here. Getting Rusty a nice greeting card will cheer him up. That's enough circling the lots for 8 hours. Guess my shift is over. We got a delivery for you, Thunder. We added some more to your character. You have a pregnant wife now.
Sheena.
Oh, honey.
Of course her name is Sheena. Why wouldn't the Thunder Warrior be with the Queen of the Jungle? Plus, who wouldn't want to join Thunder and live in this nice area?
Is this it?
Yep. Best I could do on such short notice, but at least it's clean.
It will, however, collapse the second there is a storm. Here, Thunder finds out the youth is on drugs and the police aren't doing anything about it. They must have Thunder's short-term memory.
You know the story, don't you?
I think the sheriff is honest.
Right? I don't recall him ever doing anything terrible to me. While this happens, the bikers and Rusty give themselves a nod of, yes, we are the drug dealers. Let's go be evil in private.
Oh, come on. Rusty Wisner, first deputy sheriff, the most corrupt in Arizona.
They also trade counterfeit exposition dialogue. Personally, I want my money back for this exposition. This is information I already know.
He's a policeman.
Thunder's a cop?
That's what he is. The bastard.
Whoa, he's also a bastard? Meanwhile, Thunder is, I can't even say anything sarcastic. Where is he? And what the hell is he doing? Looking for more people to beat up?
Get up.
Thunder has met his match, a drug addict in a warehouse. There's all kinds of chases going on. Here, let's get this guy before he pitches this plot to the writers of another 48 hours. I will say, I never know what's gonna happen next in this film, because the scene cuts are just random.
I'll teach you to throw knives.
I'm sorry, did this movie itself get caught in a stick-up? I hope the rest of the movie is them trying to escape in a stolen ambulance. Oh no, that guy! Thunder is on the case with his newly scented car that contains the heavenly smell of his handcuff air freshener. This is yet another movie that makes it to 90 minutes by putting numerous shots in slow motion for no reason. Thunder will get these robbers the only way he knows how, by ramming the side of their car for several minutes and... decapitating the robbers and their car. Someone will find them. He still has others to hunt down. While the other cops drive off the road for no reason other than it looks really cool, there's gotta be something around here that'll make the car flip over. Ah, there. I'm sure he hit an armadillo or something. All this time, he could have at least thought of something cool to say.
Hey, you mind telling me who you are?
Thunder.
Well, I won't ever forget you.
That gives them better memory than the sheriff. I love how he takes the robbers back to the police station for a public shaming.
Attempted murder, illegal possession of arms, armed robbery, and reckless driving. That about does it for these boys.
Now let's throw vegetables at them. The sheriff even gives him an award for his first arrest. Ain't nothing gonna ruin Thunder's day. Well, except for a surprise funeral.
What's that?
Chief Red Raven's funeral.
I didn't know he was sick.
He wasn't. He was killed.
Oh, did I not tell you? Sorry for seeming happy when you walked in. The chief was an ass. No one's gonna miss him. Except for the random ass editing.
I'll bet my last dollar that Chief Red Raven here was murdered.
Whoa, they skipped the champagne and a couple of scenes. Let's let the movie catch up by taking a break of our own.
Sprouse Rights has great buys on extra tough, super durable Wrangler jeans for men and boys. Now $9.97 a pair for boys slim and regular sizes, $14.97 a pair for men's Wrangler straight leg indigo jeans at Sprouse Rights. Start the school year right at Sprouse Rights.
Sadly, the chief was killed by drug runners. Oh gee, Thunder, what are the odds it's the bikers you ran into earlier, or the corrupt deputy who's tried killing you multiple times? He's getting close, though. I don't have any evidence there's drug dealers here. I'm just assuming so. Let's wait until night to ask questions.
That punk's a drug dealer and comes here regular. And that's all that I know. And I'm sorry that I'm not able to help you.
You have.
Okay, straight and to the point. We've got the evil deputies to get to. Rusty and the biker are fighting over who the real lead villain is. Obviously, the villain is whatever cheap-ass material they used for the windshield. Thunder is shocked when the station turns out to be corrupt. He goes to tell them who the killer of the chief is, and they're like, no, we know you're the one who's the killer, Thunder.
Don't be a fool, Rusty. Put that revolver away.
Yes, we can't kill him. He has to get revenge later in the movie. I'm sure this evidence will hold up in court. Hello, we found this pound of sugar in your locker, and we ain't never seen you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Thunder will find a way out of this jam.
Hold it!
By just hitting someone. Anyone! Then Thunder learned the hard way not to trust the sheriff, who again tried killing him in the first one. The movie doesn't really make up its mind, because when Sheriff Roger talks to defense attorney Santa Matlock, he's back to being like, oh, I like that Thunder kid. He ain't guilty.
I like Thunder, and I don't believe that he's either a dope pusher or a killer. But he behaved like a horse's ass during that trial.
See, Thunder still needs to spend time in prison on account of he's a dick. Seriously, Thunder is then sent to a prison work camp, chained to the back of a truck. While this is happening, we hear narration from the jury reading the guilty verdict. How is a movie with this much slow motion moving so fast? They need to figure out a more convenient way to do this. They're transferring prisoners all day, considering they can only drive one at a time. They are gonna make Thunder's life a living hell.
You don't mind if we give him a little special treatment, do you?
Yeah, he's all yours.
Yeah, no ketchup for his French fries. This movie is a constant stream of information.
Rusty, don't you call me hyena anymore, understand? I don't like it.
Okay, stranger, I don't even know what your real name is. But anyway, after Rusty says what Thunder was convicted of, after a narration of what he was convicted of, now we have the prison guard explaining to another guard what he's been convicted of. At least now it's catching up to Rambo First Blood Part 2, if Rambo planned an escape to get revenge on Teasel's precinct, and if Rusty was given fodder for plenty of laying pipe jokes. He's the best one in the yard, like when one guy is too tired, so Thunder uses his Apache chief-like strength to move the pipe himself and fend off the guards.
Hey, scumbag! You keep away from him and let him do his work.
We don't take kindly to work being done faster around here. He's the strongest one on the work site, but forget that, let's put him in a box. We ain't never gonna get our pipes finished around here. I bet he won't last long in there.
He won't last long.
Thanks. They have nothing better to do than just watch the box from their rooms.
I haven't heard a sound out of him. I wonder if he's still alive.
We're only halfway through the movie. I'm assuming he's still alive, where he is inspired to continue living by the supportive fence-banging chant. Not much they can do in the way of slow motion in this sequence, so here's more endless shots of the box, and Thunder sweating bullets, surprisingly not real bullets. And the other prisoners are still watching.
Jeff, I don't think he'll make it.
I bet he does make it. Lawyer Thomas is being a Christmas miracle, though. Sheena is still just as pregnant as she was at the beginning, despite everything from a setup to a jury trial to a prison sentencing happening. Sure, the box seems to be turning him into a zombie, but on the bright side, looking at the inside of this prison, this is the nicest place I've ever seen Thunder live. Ugh, now that I'm finally out, thanks for banging the fence, asses. That didn't keep me up all week. They continue to treat him rough, except for Fred, because...
That's what bothers me. I got a quarter Indian blood in my veins.
That's the same plot as the good deputy from the first one. Thunder is locked up with all kinds of recognizable figures. Ted Kaczynski, Jesus, and with their powers, he can send letters and be cured immediately.
You talking to me?
Let's just assume all the guards were corrupt. He's gonna clear his name for those drug charges by killing any prison guard that moves. Seems easy enough to just drive the hell out of this prison anyway. They are terrible shots, yet the prisoners are still watching from the window.
Hey, Cookie, looks like we're about to have some fun.
Are you? With Thunder leaving, who are you gonna stare at out the window now? But it was then the prison realized it was a mistake to place a makeshift ramp next to the fence. Seriously, that's what happens. Well, random ramps are believable in any video game with a car, so why not now? And you best believe it won't work for the cop. That's because they need heart to complete a successful stunt jump. It is definitely their faults for setting up the ramps.
You son of a bitch, you let him escape. Now your damn ass is going in that sweatbox.
Common prison rule. If you get in trouble as a guard, you have to spend the night in a cell or in the box. Here, though, Thunder can ditch the car so we can get to know more side characters.
You ain't much of a talker, are you?
No.
Works for me. Let's get a bunch of quiet time shots of the truck driving, because, no joke, Thunder gives him shortcut tips on how the trucker can deliver the rest of his whiskey. Best walk from here. That driver is probably good and drunk by this point. Oh, need more explaining of scenes we already saw? You're gonna be sorry you ever opened a Roasters here, Kenny Rogers. Now, I want to make sure that you know I'm not racist.
I don't care if a person is white, brown, yellow, checkered, polka dotted, or striped.
Exactly how many of those come through this town? He warns the sheriff they got to arrest the one who is really guilty of drug running, or he has to be convinced it's Rusty.
I don't have any proof. I have no evidence.
You have a whole first movie of evidence! Every man is on the hunt for Thunder. By that I mean just Rusty and one other guy in the helicopter. They spent too much on the helicopter budget in the first movie. And again, after explaining to the sheriff what Thunder is up to, here is another scene of Discount Dan Haggerty explaining what Thunder is up to, before they find him very easily. Greetings. They have enough time to meet up while Rusty and the other deputy are trading the world's lamest comebacks.
Would you get off my back?
Yeah, well, the sheriff wants you back at base.
Oh yeah, more like, you're back to being a loser.
Thomas wants to convince him to turn himself in or be hunted for the rest of his life. As if that matters. Last time we saw him on the run and starting a new life, he came back as a cop. My brain is starting to collapse hearing some of these lines.
You're getting loaded won't convince me. Drunk lawyers are good for Indians, but not for me.
What? Is that a saying?
I swear not to touch another drop. At least not during the trial. Then I'm gonna get blind drunk to celebrate our victory.
Hey, it's the little things. At least his lawyer has kicked his booze habit, for now, before he gets pissed drunk later. I am genuinely curious if this is supposed to be the same fiancée from the first one. In the first movie, her name was Sheila. Here, it's Sheena. So that's close enough for me to think that this is the same character, even though it's a different actress. And it didn't take long for Rusty to find them.
No problem, no problem. You're in the car with your attorney. There's no problem.
Damn, I know he's a fugitive, but he's with his attorney. Do we let him go? Heck no, this is a Thunder Warrior movie. That means you gotta start shooting. Thunder has never been in this situation before. Now he's in the car that has been tipped over. As for the lawyer and Sheena, of course they'll be fine. Sheena has 2 years to go on her pregnancy. Thunder will use his powers to save them. This better end with Thunder throwing someone into the sun. Oh, did you think him lifting up the Jeep was the most insane part? What is he gonna do with that lasso and that helicopter? No, he doesn't swing the helicopter into the mountains, but this proves he truly was the Batman of his time.
Didn't really think this through. Help? Guess I'll just be hanging here for a while. You can replace me with a dummy if you want. Not gonna move very much anyway. Please don't slam me into a mountain.
Damn it, you missed!
How? Why don't you just shoot him or drop something on him? You're giving him more than enough time to dominate this helicopter like a bull, or just fall in the water. Again, he's fine. Hell, even if they did slam into a mountain, I'm sure he would have lived. And when we come back, it doesn't matter if Thunder lives or dies at the end, because there's a Thunder Warrior 3.
And now it's time for Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Lone Star Clip of the Week.
Man, it's hot as August in Galveston here, Cab. What were you doing, a sweat cleanse or something?
Horatio likes it warm.
Horatio?
I'm cat sitting for Catherine.
Of course I had to pick the clip with a cat in it. Whew, alright, walk it off, Thunder, walk it off. We got just the cure.
The folksy country music soundtrack, perfect for hitchhiking and saying, we swear this is an American movie and not an Italian one. We swear. Wait, is that the same guy from earlier, but even more shit-faced?
What is this?
As darn if I know. My cousin cooks it out back home.
Excellent. It's piss and bacon grease. He got it from the motel. It's what gives him the liquid courage to plow through roadblocks. Yeah, that's pretty good and all, but is the bulldozer gonna be in it? Anything over more scenes of people explaining the previous scenes.
You left them lying in the desert. You didn't even call for help, and you prevented me at the point of a gun from using the radio.
I know. God damn it. The way this is going, I wouldn't be surprised if the third movie is just people describing this movie. The sheriff is still not sure if Rusty is evil, even though he walks in on Rusty threatening the pilot, and damn it, Rusty, stop accidentally pointing the gun at us, you rapscallion. But I will say, the dialogue in the next scene sums up this trilogy perfectly.
They thought you were dead.
Well, I'm not, and I'm here for revenge.
Thanks. No other dialogue needed.
Here we get to the heart of the movie, the relationship between Sheena and, yes, more revenge.
She's young. She'll recover. But the baby, I'm sorry we couldn't save him.
Damn, and the baby in her womb was only 3 years old. Better hurry this up, Thunder. Visiting hours are almost over, and you've only got 15 minutes of the movie left to complete your vengeance. You know what to do. Right, trailer shot. But he will be too late. Apparently, Rusty has been arrested.
Rusty and his accomplices are locked up. They're awaiting trial.
Makes sense. What's it been? 2 hours? They've had 4 years to prepare for another Thunder reign of terror by cutting to more random scenes.
Oh, come on, Bob. Let me drive it.
Bob, you say? I'm glad we're getting the adventures of adult Bob. Makes sense that this is a Bob-approved movie. Walter Rosado also did the music for House by the Cemetery. Wait a minute, you're not Bob at all. I'm gonna need to steal your car before I toss you into a streetlight. Even without a bulldozer, they stand no chance. They still left the door open for him to steal all the weapons he wants, and they didn't even need to leave the door open. He's just gonna use the window anyway. And with this climax being at night, there's way more room for him to crash into anything that moves. Like trailers with dynamite in them. He's gonna make these bastards pay. He's got lipstick arrows and they are not their shade. He didn't even need an arrow for this. He could have just made it explode by simply tapping it. He's got endless supplies of lipstick to break through these roadblocks. Again, we'll just assume all the deputies are corrupt. Of course they are. They are ruining everyone's lawn. In all this time, they could have at least improved their cars to wait at least a few seconds to explode. Not since the epic police station takeover in Jeepers Creepers has a siege sequence been so silly. Seems easy enough to just walk in. It gives him time to think long and hard about whether or not to simply bash Rusty's skull in, yet still making him explode. That's why he doesn't kill him. He was standing very close, and Rusty exploding could have hurt Thunder. That's nice that he destroyed several blocks and vehicles just to leave Rusty alive when he was already arrested. Thanks, Thunder, ass.
Anyway, it's been a whole day. What did the judge say?
You can go wherever you want to, but I wouldn't recommend you coming back here to this county.
We are still super racist here. You best be on your way.
Okay, as funny as that is, that does not prepare you for the movie's ending, which is the most random batshit thing about it.
Remember the poster of the sheriff with the sniper rifle? That happens after the sheriff defended Thunder through the movie and even locked up Rusty and let Thunder go. It ends with him taking out a sniper rifle, and here is the final shot. Okay, what? Did he kill whoever was driving? Did the filmmakers remember, oh right, he was the bad guy in the first one. Let's make him the bad guy at the end, despite this making all of his previous decisions not make any sense. Will we find out more answers in the third movie? Doubtful. Bo Svenson and Raimund Harmstorf aren't in it. This movie makes as much sense to Thunder Warrior 1 as Highlander 2 does to Highlander 1. Sure, it's fun seeing Thunder kill people, but at least the first one was more focused, since it played along like a straightforward First Blood knockoff. Here, it's just a random assortment of scenes and plot turns, sandwiched between meaningless dialogue of people explaining the other scenes to us. And worse yet, they didn't even bring back DJ Dancing Crow, the best character from the first one. It does make me curious to see the third one, just to see how much of this one it ignores. I'll pick that up when I go back to the video store. I've got to return this to American Video. It is long overdue. Or I could just put it back on the shelf where it'll sit for about another 20 years.
Be careful! I haven't finished paying!